I'd like to start off with a big thank you to all our sponsors tonight, especially our title sponsor, Conley Law Offices. Thank you very much for being title sponsors. Also a big thank you to our other sponsors. Tonight doesn't happen without our sponsors, whether they're program advertisers or sponsors. The Tacoma Pierce Athletic Commission, near and dear to my heart, the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum, the Ben Cheney Foundation, Commencement Bank, and Harkness Furniture. And once again, please support all the advertisers in the program with your hard-earned money. We'd appreciate it. Thanks again to all of our sponsors. Good evening and welcome to the 2024 Tribute to Champions celebration. I'm Paul Stabbert, and I'm proud to be president of the Tacoma Pierce Athletic Commission, and I would like to convey our sincere thanks and appreciation for your attendance tonight. We'd like to congratulate all of our honorees. We've all seen the list, so before we get started, how about a nice round of applause for all of our award winners tonight. The 253 is proud to recognize all you have done in our community, and thanks for making the 253 proud. The Tacoma Pierce Athletic Commission supports high school and college athletes throughout our area with recognition and scholarships. We honor successful student high school athletic achievements 3 times a year at our Athlete of the Year celebration, culminating in awarding $45,000 from scholarships to deserving high school student athletes. In addition, our Youth Sports Fund creates opportunities to support individual athletes and schools who have specific needs. This all happens because of the support of the Names Foundation and our membership. We urge you to become a member and help us continue to honor and recognize our future student athletes in Tacoma and Pierce County. And here's the best part. You guys are all invited. Our annual golf tournament on July the 22nd is our only fundraiser of the year and an opportunity to honor our longtime member and friend, Doug MacArthur, our Athlete of the Year events. Yeah, Doug MacArthur. We'll honor him here in just a little bit. Other events are also open to all when we support our Athlete of the Year events, open to everyone. Our monthly meetings feature interesting speakers with ties to our student athlete community, and recognition in May and June to our local college athletes of the year. Tacoma Pierce Athletic Commission at Cheney Stadium is July the 19th, and we'd love to see you there. Please visit our website for details on all these fun events. The Tacoma Pierce Athletic Commission. Join us. You get what you get. Thank you.
My name is Chris Egan from King 5 TV. It is my honor, it is my pleasure to be here tonight. I mean, look around this room. This is the who's who. The who's who of Pierce County is in this room. And then when I thought it's the who's who of Pierce County, then I see Monty Kohler, one of the best football coaches in the state. He's in the house tonight, coming from the 206. Monty, you're going to join us in the 253? Is that what's happening tonight? I like it. I love it. Thank you, Monty. What a night we've got planned for you. I mean, this is a huge night tonight. I believe, according to Mark Blau, and he's usually pretty accurate, this is tonight, you're part of history tonight, this is the biggest crowd ever for this event tonight. Let's give you a round of applause right there. It is a busy, busy time in the sports world right now. What a year it's been so far. Washington Huskies making a run to the national championship game. Not a lot of Husky fans with that. Pete Carroll, done with the Seahawks. A couple of Pete Carroll fans. Pac-12 dissolving. There we go. Sonics are going to return. Girls flag football becoming a sport. Actually, it's not. Too soon on that joke, sorry. Still a club sport. King 5 TV, now home of the Seahawks, the Kraken, the Seattle Reign, and possibly breaking news tonight. That's not official, don't tweet it, but maybe the Mariners one day soon as well. Yeah, I like it. Okay, we're getting involved here. I love it. My beautiful daughter, former TAC multi-sport athlete of the year, Maddie Egan, getting married in 101 days to a TAC award winner, Zach Paulson, the son of Suzanne Vick. So there you go. That's 101 days away. You're not all invited to the wedding, so don't ask. 50 days. I will be the only member of the media from the Pacific Northwest headed to Paris for the NBC Olympic Games. You can all come with me there. You can all join me in Paris. In 10 days, my son Austin, another multi-sport TAC award winner, heads to Edmonton, Canada to pitch for the Edmonton Riverhawks, one of the top summer league teams in the state. And in 10 minutes, Mark Blau will email me a revised script for tonight. No joke. In 14 days, I have received 1,400 emails from Mark Blau. We need to give a special thanks, because he doesn't want it, and he's probably hiding somewhere in the room. Mark Blau in the back of the room. Let's give him a big round of applause right now. Absolutely amazing. I mean, Mark knows every single person, not only in this room, but he can tell you Larry Marshall's batting average. He'll follow that up and say, you know, Chris, Larry Marshall's wife, Stacia's actually a better athlete. She's a pickleball player. And I'm like, how do you know this, Mark? He goes, it's my job to know this entire room. He knows this room. He knows Danny Thurston was one of the best basketball players ever. And there he is right over there. You're looking good, Mr. Thurston, by the way. You're looking really good. All right. We're going to move pretty quickly because Mark Blau said last year's event went to midnight. So we're going to try to cap it tonight. We're going to try to make it a little quicker tonight. So I would ask at this time everybody in the room to please stand and enjoy a wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Here they are, Derek Nelson and family.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I think that was beautiful. I think Mark Blau thinks I have a little too much clout. He did ask me, Chris, what's your relationship with Taylor Swift? Any chance we can get her here tonight? I tried. I sent Taylor a direct message. She did not reply. So I at least tried for you guys tonight. All right, let's now acknowledge this evening's title sponsor. We couldn't have nights like this without a title sponsor. And how about giving it up for Conley Law Offices? Our board sponsors include longtime supporters, the Vencini Foundation, along with Evergreen Excavation, and we welcome in a new sponsor tonight, Harkness Furniture. Yeah, give them a big round of applause. Give them a big round. And of course, a big thank you to our silver and bronze sponsors whose logos are also displayed on the screens. And finally, let's also say thanks to our host organization tonight, the Tacoma Athletic Commission, which is going strong 82 years in running now. The TAC. There's also a separate event coming up in June called the Tom Names Salute to Sports. It will award $50,000 in scholarships to this year's High School Athletes of the Year. The Golden Gloves and a golf tournament are among these special programs offered annually as well. Our other host is the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum, established in 1994. It will be 30 years old this fall. We are still, if anybody has a place out there, a building you want to just donate tonight, we'll take it. We're still looking for a permanent home. Check out the website for some fascinating features, which you can also read in the program on page 10. All right, we've got an incredible list of awards and recipients tonight. I mean, this room is filled, as I mentioned, the who's who. Some of the best coaches, officials, athletes, not only in the 253, not only in Pierce County, but in the entire state of Washington. I'd argue maybe the entire United States. As our award recipients are introduced, if you wish to get more in-depth information about their accomplishments, simply follow along in your souvenir program, which includes comprehensive bios, photos of each honoree. Speaking of which, on page 7, you can read about our local sports writers who put these stories together. I love to embarrass him. Todd Millis, one of the hardest working men in show business. Here he is right over here. He put together a lot of work. Todd, stand up, would you? Let's hear it for Todd. I know I'm embarrassing him. Just one of the many who puts these great stories together. Thank you, Todd, for that. All right, let's get started now with our Distinguished Achievement Award recipients. Sit back and enjoy this video presentation.
Throughout Pierce County, there is impressive talent and an abundance of support from coaches, officials, families, and sponsors who make it possible for athletes and teams to compete. Here we recognize many of the dedicated individuals who add to the fabric of our sports community. This video provides brief coverage of honorees. For more details about each, you can also see the complete bios in the event program. We kick off the Distinguished Achievement Awards with recipients of the Conley Law Office's Excellence in Officiating Award, and we extend a special thanks to Jack Conley and his firm as the title sponsor of the Tribute to Champions. Too often, officials are not recognized unless fans think they've made a mistake. Well, here we deliver worthy honors for the efforts of officials who are critical but sometimes thankless members of the sports community. We recognize Phil Taylor, Pierce County Umpires Association, in his 25th year of calling balls and strikes safe and out. Taylor worked the high school state finals in 2023. Cedric McClure, Tacoma Basketball Officials Association, with more than 20 years of experience. McClure's work on the court has been recognized with assignments to cover 3A and 4A state tournament games. Sean Farber, Western Washington Football Officials Association. Farber began officiating in Washington in 2022 after several years in Oklahoma. He quickly earned the respect of local coaches and other officials. Reggie Johnson, Western Washington Softball Umpires Association. 15 years of high school and college softball umpiring have been highlighted by state tournament assignments 3 times. Scott Webster, Pierce County Soccer Referees Association. Webster has officiated over 2,500 matches on the pitch over the past 20 years. Joe Saccaria, Tacoma Pierce County Volleyball Officials Board. For more than 20 years, Saccaria has been a referee, line judge, scorer, and libero tracker, working countless high school and college matches, including state finals and college conference championships. Michael May, Western Washington Wrestling Officials Association. Since 2010, May has officiated 8 regional tournaments and 3 state tournaments. Congratulations, officials. All the local officials associations seek new members. Reach out today and you could play an important role in local amateur sports. Now we move to the first Family of Sports Award. this year recognizing the Bartlesons of Puyallup. The Bartleson family, parents Brian and Jennifer, children Jordan, Brooklyn, and Chance, have been significant contributors to the sports community in Puyallup and Ording. Brian Bartleson has an extensive history of coaching state wrestling champions. He was the Ording High School boys head coach from 1990 through 2002 and the Puyallup High School boys coach from 2002 to 2008 and 2017 to 2021. He was the Puyallup girls wrestling coach from 2012 to 2017. Bartleson was the 2000 Washington State 2A Coach of the Year for Ording and the 2002 WIAA 2A Sportsmanship Coach of the Year. Jennifer, a 1990 Rogers High School grad and multi-sport athlete, became a multifaceted team mom, tournament scheduler, fundraiser, statistician, chaperone, and all-around booster for Brian's teams and her kids' teams. Jordan, a wrestling and fast pitch standout, was the 2016 Athlete of the Year at PHS when she won her fourth state wrestling title. She played soccer for Western Washington University and was part of the 2016 NCAA Division II National Championship team. Brooklyn, who wrestled and played softball and soccer, was the Athlete of the Year at Puyallup High in 2017. Chance graduated in 2021, having wrestled and played soccer, football, and basketball, but had some of his high school career disrupted by COVID.
Thank you to the Tribute of Champions for this family honor and to all who have supported us along the way. Also, congratulations to all the honorees tonight. Myself, being a high-energy individual, wrestling strenuous practices and tough competition always gave me a sense of calmness afterwards. I started coaching at the age of 18 as a volunteer at Edgemont Junior High. It was then where I figured out my best attribute was the gift of coaching, where I started my career. When I met Jenny, a Rogers basketball player, I quickly found out she was a better player than I, and I secretly spent a lot of time in the gym with my teams playing hoops. The joke was, wrestlers don't play that round ball sport, but I was not going to be beat by my girlfriend. Early on in my coaching career, I slowly manipulated Jenny into becoming our statistician, the one person I could always depend on when I wanted to challenge the score. Wrestling became life in the Bartleson house. Don't think they really had a chance or a choice. When we started the family, the kids were exposed to wrestling in every stage of their life. For 5 months out of the year, our family was at practices, matches, and tournaments, Jenny keeping the score and the kids interacting with the wrestlers and helping me coach. When the kids became old enough to join the Little League Wrestling, our family's journey began. I coached and they wrestled. We started at Little League, junior high, high school, and ended at college. We have now come back full circle to be coaching Little League in the Puyallup community. It's hard to put into words what wrestling has done for our family over the years. It's installed dedication, hard work, confidence, and builds character for life. We have 2 family mottos. 1, a life is a race meant to be won, and no blood, no foul. Teamwork makes the dream work. In the beginning it was 2, and then it became 5. I would say that my passion has become my family's identity. In the end, it is the journey that defines a champion, not whether you win the prize. I don't think the kids would have ever expected wrestling to have made such a huge impact on all aspects of their life. The sport of wrestling has challenged them in so many ways and developed life skills that has given them confidence to believe in who they are. The sacrifices that they made over the years has given them things in time that cannot be taken away. The experiences have taught them through hard work and dedication they can achieve any goal put in front of them. How do you think a sport that has given so much to a family? I believe that the experiences that you gain along the journey, most importantly, family and friends that you gain along the way. There's not enough words that can express our gratitude to everyone who is here to share this with us along our prosperous journey. Our biggest accomplishment is not something we did, but the ones we raised. We will leave you with this. To our children, never make fun of us for trying to use modern electronics. We taught you to use a spoon. God bless.
The extensive article in the event program shares much more detail about the always moving Bartleson family. The impact of coaches goes beyond teaching athletic skills to also influence the life skills of young people. Our Excellence in Coaching Award is named for a Hall of Famer in the game of life, Frosty Westring. This year's recognized coaches are Peninsula High School volleyball coach Katrina Cardinal and Lincoln track and cross country coach Dwayne Lee. Cardinal was an exceptional multi-sport athlete at Peninsula High, also at Green River Community College and Eastern Washington University. Her coaching experience started in Cheney before she graduated from EWU. She returned to her alma mater at Peninsula High as head volleyball coach from 1998 through 2005, and then again from 2017 to now. She was the Pierce County League Coach of the Year in 2004. In 2021, she was the South Sound Conference Coach of the Year, All-Area 3A Coach of the Year, and the 3A Washington State Coaches Association Coach of the Year after leading the Seahawks to a second-place finish at state. In 2022, she repeated as the SSC Coach of the Year after the Seahawks finished fifth at state.
Hello, and thank you to the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this honor. I'm humbled by this award as it signifies so much more than just a tally of wins. It's about the journey and the lasting impact we have on one another. Frosty Westring taught us to cherish the process while making a meaningful difference in the lives of others along the way. This accolade isn't a nod to a personal achievement, it's a reflection of those deep-seated values. Every practice, every game, and every day we choose to share with our team. And when I say team, I mean not just the individuals on the court, but the larger team that supports us in life makes that meaningful difference. I would like to accept this on behalf of the volleyball coaching staff at Peninsula High School. They're a powerhouse of female leaders who not only mentor our athletes, but teach about the strength of unity, of love, and of the game. Together, we've demonstrated how a group of like-minded women, no matter the age differences, can achieve greatness by spotlighting and supporting each other's strengths. I want to thank my coworkers at Peninsula High School, as well as the athletes and families that have believed in and supported the volleyball program. And I'm thankful for my parents' encouragement, the support of my best friends, my children, and my husband, who always takes care of everything and everyone always.
A former Lincoln Abe running standout himself, Dwayne Lee returned to Lincoln as a volunteer assistant in 1993. He has coached Abe runners since then, having become the head coach in 2001. Lee has overseen 74 changes to the Lincoln record book, 41 new boys records, and 33 girls records. He has coached 15 individual state champions. His teams have claimed 5 league titles, 2 district titles, and a team state championship in 2016. Lee's career achievements also include 3 Narrows League Coach of the Year honors, the 2016 Washington State Track and Fields Association 3A Coach of the Year, and the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association Coach of the Year for the state of Washington. Lee's successes in track are not totally unexpected. After all, he ran at Lincoln High School under Hall of Fame coach Dan Watson, learning from one of the best.
I would like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission tonight for this incredible honor, and congratulations to all the other honorees here tonight on their accomplishments as well. My biggest thanks goes to my mom, as she was my biggest encourager and supporter of my own athletic career and then my coaching career. I'd like to thank my wife and family for being so supportive of me and my goals and dreams in this endeavor. I'd also like to thank the Lincoln administration and athletic directors over the years of their support and encouragement of our athletes, our staff, and our program. A thank you to some special coaches in my life: Brian Wickens, Gil Boyd, Sam Ring, Terry Rice, Jim Burwald, Pat Tyson, Dan Watson, all amazing mentors for me in this journey. And I would like to thank the thousands of student athletes I've been able to work with over the years. Most of this wouldn't be possible without them. Again, thank you all so much for this amazing recognition.
Now we transition to a cherished award named in honor of one of our area's greatest ambassadors and administrators, the Doug MacArthur Lifetime Achievement Award. This year, the MacArthur Award goes to Kathy Hemian and Duncan Stevenson. Kathy Hemian earns recognition for her body of work as an athlete and coach in multiple sports. After graduating from Lakes High School, Hemian competed in basketball, softball, volleyball, field hockey, synchronized swimming, and tennis at Western Washington University. Basketball was her most prominent sport at the time. She led the Vikings to the 1973 and 1974 AIAW National Tournament and earned a tryout for the U.S. Women's Pan American Games team. She was inducted into the Western Washington University Athletic Hall of Fame in 1982 and was later named to the Western Washington All-Century Women's Basketball Team in 2000. Hemian also built a strong coaching resume at PLU, where she guided the women's basketball program from 1975 to 1985, coaching the team to a national tournament berth in 1980. She also coached the Lute volleyball team for 10 years and softball in 1975 and 76. Kathy didn't limit herself to playing and coaching. She also was a college basketball official for several seasons.
Hi, I'm Kathy Hemian, and I would like to say thank you to the commission for this honor and award, and that I am truly humbled. I am so very grateful for all the life lessons that sports have given me throughout time, from teamwork to communication, to cooperation, to discipline, to hard work, to fair play, integrity, resiliency, handling defeat and disappointment, to success and achievements, to being my best self. To those who went before me, I say thank you for the opportunity that you gave me. To all my coaches and mentors, to my friends, those here and those who have moved on, and especially to my family for their unending love and support and guidance, I say thank you. I am honored, I am grateful, I am blessed, and thank you.
Since 1987, Duncan Stevenson has been the director of athletics at Pierce College, twice in 1989 and 2014, here in the Dutch Treebosser recognition as the outstanding college athletic administrator for the Northwest Athletic Conference of Washington and Oregon Community Colleges. Stevenson has served several terms on the NWAC Executive Board and various executive committees. He led the successful effort to bring the NWAC Volleyball and Cross Country Championships to Pierce County. He and Pierce College have served as the NWAC Volleyball Championship tournament host for 9 of the past 10 years. Stevenson also established the Pierce College Athletics Hall of Fame to recognize Raiders athletes since their first competitive season in 1967. He was also largely responsible for the new baseball field at Fort Silicon Park and the improvement of athletic facilities in the Health Education Center on the Lakewood campus.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this amazing honor. To receive an award named after Doug MacArthur, a true legend in the history of sports in Pierce County, is truly humbling. I want to thank 4 women in my life without whom I wouldn't be here tonight. My mother, who instilled my Scottish work ethic and the importance of serving others. She would often tell me the value of one's life is measured by making a difference, not making a dollar. My sister, who was my best friend and biggest supporter for more than 66 years until she passed last February, they both would be grateful to the TAC for acknowledging my work. Cheryl Batchy, my Pierce College partner in crime for nearly 40 years, who convinced me to apply for this position back in 1987. Thank you, Cheryl, for always being there through thick and thin. And to my wife and love of my life, Sabrina, for supporting me through the crazy, demanding roller coaster career that I chose to devote our lives. She has been my rock through all of it. To the many coaches and staff of Pierce College and my colleagues across the Northwest Athletic Conference, thank you for your commitment to the work of student success and for always challenging me to be my best. And last, to the over 5,000 student athletes and leaders who allowed me the privilege of being a small part of their journey and placed their trust and faith in the Raider mission. I hope that we have made a difference in your lives. I know that you have made a difference in ours. Congratulations to all of tonight's honorees, and thank you again to the TAC for this amazing honor.
We wrap up the Distinguished Achievement Awards with the Dick Hanula Male and Female Amateur Athletes of the Year Award. Former Bellarmine Prep volleyball standout Hannah Pukas wrapped up her college career in 2023, leading the Oregon Ducks to the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. Pukas was then the first pick of the Vegas Thrill in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft. She was a 2-time All-American for the University of Oregon after starting her college career at Washington State. In 2023, she made the All-Pac-12 team and had a career high of 11.18 assists per set, second in the Pac-12, and 10th in the NCAA.
First off, I'd like to start by thanking the Tacoma Athletic Commission. It's truly an honor to be recognized as the Dick Hanula Amateur Athlete of the Year. The community of Tacoma has played a vital role in my development as an athlete, from playing Pee Wee soccer at Sarah Fields to playing in and winning a state championship for Bellarmine. I'd like to also thank all the different coaches who have pushed me and motivated me to keep going, especially Raquel West, who taught me basically everything I know when it comes to setting and always being someone I can lean on. Finally, I'd like to thank my family, who have been the ultimate support system and have never failed to show up for me. My parents have never missed a game, and as I've gotten older, I realize how rare their constant support truly is. I was able to live out my dream in college and play college volleyball at the highest level. When I was younger, I never could have dreamed past that. But now I have the honor of creating new dreams with the opportunity to play pro volleyball in the States. I'm excited to see where my career takes me next, and thank you again to everyone who has gotten me here today.
Brandon Kaler was a 4-time state champion wrestler at Monty Lake High School before his collegiate career at Oregon State. In 2023, he was the Pac-12 Conference champion at 125 pounds. He went 24-9 and won one match at the NCAA championships. He repeated as an NCAA qualifier this year after taking third place in the Pac-12.
Hi everyone, my name is Brandon Kaler. I am a wrestler at Oregon State University as a sixth-year senior. I'm currently pursuing my MBA with an emphasis in marketing, and finishing up my final year of eligibility, I can proudly walk away as a Pac-12 champion and Division I All-American. I'd like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for allowing me to come back after 6 or 7 years of being away and accepting an award. I'm super grateful. I'd like to thank God for allowing me to get here, my parents, family, roommates, teammates, and overall the entire wrestling community from Washington to Oregon and all across the country. I'm super grateful, I'm super thankful, and I'm blessed to be in the shoes I am today. So thank you guys, and go Beavs.
That's an impressive collection of award winners. We appreciate your efforts and dedication to local athletics.
All righty, what a group right there. Let's hear it for them one more time. We heard Sarah. How many in here, raise your hand if you played baseball, softball, soccer at Sarah Fields, by the way? I want to see, yeah, pretty much everybody in here has, except this side saying they didn't. A lot of things coming full circle tonight. I saw that Brian Bartleson, congratulations to your family. I still remember being in the 6th grade, and my older brother Mike was a wrestler, and he said, "Hey, you're gonna be Brian Bartleson. He's the best. I gotta try to beat him." Still remember wrestling my brother downstairs in the shag carpet. He had the full headgear. A couple of moments later, his entire mouth was stuck in the shag carpet as we were wrestling. I was playing the role of Brian Bartleson, so I didn't stop. I continued to take out my brother as my mom was trying to cut him free from the shag carpet. So everything coming full circle tonight. Good to see the Bartleson family here. I heard some noisemakers. Yes, this is not a WIA sanctioned event. We want you to be loud today. We want you to be loud. We want you to be proud. People have worked really hard in here to get up on stage, so don't be shy. Please be loud. Let me hear it one more time, noisemakers, wherever you're at. There we go. This is not a night to be shy. This is a night to celebrate. This is a night to honor. All right. Let's get our Distinguished Achievement Award. There they are. They're all ready to go. And to lead off our program from Conley Law Offices, this is the 12th year, by the way, that Jack Conley and his office have sponsored this award. So let's bring him up on stage. Jack, come on up here. Thank you so much, Jack.
Thank you, Chris.
Our ad in the program says, "Win or lose, do it fairly." It's a Newt Rockney quote. And we started out, I'm a trial lawyer, and one of the things you really appreciate when you're a trial lawyer is great judges, so that you have a fair contest. And we started out 12 years ago, as Chris mentioned, and we wanted to recognize excellence in officiating. And the reason for that is the number of hours that these guys put into working and giving back to the games they loved and that they participated in, and it's a lot of time, a lot of thankless work. And so what we decided to do is say thank you. And that's the purpose of these awards, is to say thank you, is to encourage all the athletes in the room to do the same and give back when you get to that point in your athletic careers, and just to tell these guys we really appreciate what they've done. So without further ado, I think what we want to do is bring each one of them up and give up the award.
Let's hear it for Jack, by the way, everybody. And Jack, we're going to hand out the award, and we'll get you on stage so we get pictures of everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's start honoring all these award winners tonight. How about from boys and girls basketball for the Tacoma Basketball Officials Association? Let's hear it for Cedric McClure. Let's hear it for Sean Farber. I'm not sure if Sean is here tonight, but let's still give Sean a big round of applause. For baseball, with the Pierce County Umpires Association, let's hear it for Phil Taylor. Well done, Phil. From soccer, with the Pierce County Soccer Referee Association, Scott Webster. From softball, with the Western Washington Softball Association, Reggie Johnson. From volleyball, with the Tacoma Pierce County Volleyball Officials Board, Joe Zachariah. And with wrestling, with the Western Washington Wrestling Officials Association, Michael May. And I don't know about you, but Tim, let's get the officials up front on stage up here. Let's get you guys. You're not taking a backstage. There's no parents yelling at you tonight. We want you up there getting honored. Let's hear it, everybody, for all of our officials here tonight. By the way, I've been told there's a lot of officials here tonight. In fact, there's a lot of games out there that are having trouble finding officials because so many of them are here tonight. So if you're an official in the crowd, could you please stand right now so we can honor you as well? I know there's some out there. Don't be shy. Let's hear it for them. We have to love our officials. We've got to love our officials. And if you're having trouble honoring your officials, just take this story. I had the pleasure to be the announcer for the Rogers High School baseball team last year because my son was on the team. There was a parent from a school, I don't even want to name the school, Olympia, who was arguing. He was arguing balls and strikes the entire game. Come on! And it's literally the 7th inning. Olympia was up on Rogers like 12-0. He's still arguing the balls and strikes. My wife does the little scoreboard next to me. So I go to my wife, I say, honey, at one point I'm going to point to you and say your mic is hot. She goes, what? I go, I'm going to point to you, say your mic is hot. It's a ball, and there's Dad. Come on up! Are you kidding me? I can't believe this idiot is still is arguing balls and strikes. What an idiot! Honey, your mic is hot. Oh, God! Umpire turned around, gave me a thumbs up. The entire crowd stood up, gave a round of applause. Everybody liked that moment, except one person. Take care of your officials, take care of your umpires. We love you, we need them. Thank you. All right. It is time now for the First Family of Sports Award. The First Family of Sports Award recognizes the contributions of parents, foster parents, or guardians who support the efforts of athletes in their family. Tonight, we recognize, as you saw in the video, an amazing family that has made a huge impact in our community. Let's bring them up on stage, the Barlson family of Puyallup. Welcome to the stage, Brian, Jennifer, Jordan, Brooklyn, and Chance. Presenting their plaque tonight, Jim Meyerhoff. By the way, Jim Meyerhoff, himself a 6-time Wrestling Hall of Famer, longtime wrestling coach at both Franklin Pierce and Pacific Lutheran University. And by the way, is Jim here? Where is Jim? Right here. Where's young Jim at? Is young Jim here too, Jim? Get young Jim up here real quick. Young Jim, come here real quick. Because I want to, you guys don't go anywhere, Bartlesons. Young Jim, come on up here. Because we got young Jim, by the way, just awarded from the WIAA a Distinguished Athletic Director Award for service for school. So let's hear it for this guy right here as well. Congratulations. All right. All right, Brian. I'm going to just have you introduce the family real quickly here. Awesome salute. Tell everybody who we got here.
Brian, Jordan, Brooklyn, Chance, Jenny.
I do have to ask, you were a Viking and you married a ram. Is that correct?
A lot of counseling.
Okay, that's why that one threw me off of the video. I don't think that has ever happened before, a pale Viking marrying a Rogers ram, but apparently it works out when a ram and a Viking get together. Let's hear it, everybody, for the Bartleson family. Well done. All righty. Yep, it's like the paparazzi here, you guys. You gotta take your pictures, get them on Instagram, get them on Twitter, hashtag the TAC. It's gonna be a big night tonight. All right, coming up next is the Frosty Western Excellence in Coaching Award. By the way, as we move on, because I did see Paul Hosef, if you've not got your hands on this one right here, this is a book called I Played with Frosty. It is a great read. Steve Ridgway, Scott Westring, Nick Dodson, Brad Westring, Paul Hosef put this book together. It is a beauty. Paul Hosef, raise your hand if people want to get a hold of that. Where are you at, Paul? Okay, a little higher, Paul. Come on now. All right. There he's back over there. PLU Lutz. It's a great book. I'd love you to read it. I have carried the mantra of Frosty Western, make the big time where you are, from Klamath Falls to Medford, Oregon, to Boise, Idaho, to Seattle, Washington. Frosty and I were good friends. He was a mentor of mine at PLU. He is a great coach, an even better man. So many great stories, but the great thing about Frosty is I travel around the state every year and cover high school football games. You see the legacy of Frosty Western as you see high school coaches around the state that played for Frosty, and they carry on his legacy. Make it a good day. That is our choice, is what Frosty once told me. All right, presenting the award to this year's recipients. Nadine Watson, whose father, Dan Watson, was one of the most highly successful and well-respected track and field and cross-country coaches in the state. Let us first bring to the stage and congratulate Dwayne Lee for carrying on the tradition of excellence as the head track and field cross-country coach at Lincoln High. Let's hear it for Dwayne, everybody. And joining Dwayne with the Western Award, it is time to congratulate Katrina Cardinal for her longevity and highly successful career as the varsity volleyball coach at Peninsula High School. Let's bring her on up. Let's get both our winners together. All right, let's hear it for them one more time, everybody. The thing I love about the Pacific Northwest, we've got a big heart, and we got a really big heart in Pierce County. The love and compassion we show to each other is something that you just, you can't go anywhere and find the love that we have here in Pierce County. In 2023 and 2024, we lost some great people this year. My incredible brother, Brian Egan, passed away in January. He was a great outdoorsman, a great golfer, a great softball player, a member of the Tacoma Country Club, 10-time co-ed softball champion, worked at Northwest Embroidery, probably worked with a lot of you in here. He was a better brother, he was a great friend, and I miss him dearly. And I thank a lot of people in this room for being by my side over the past few months during this difficult time. 2 months later, I lost my work brother, King 5 photographer Alan Reed, who probably shot more games in Pierce County over the past 20 years than anyone. He went north, he went east, he went west, and he went south, and he went to Pierce County a lot. During his funeral service, I learned that many times Alan Reed was not paid to head down to Puyallup, not paid to go down to Sumner, he just did it on his own. We got a game at Bonnie Lake, let's go get that. We got a wrestler at Bonnie Lake, let's go find him. We need to get to Ording Chris, let's get there. Let's get to Eatonville, let's get to Tacoma. He just did it. He loved being at the Tacoma Rainiers games. A year ago, we celebrated there, my birthday. And Alan was a great man. He did complain to me that the drive down south was pretty long, but he would still make the drive down. And he would showcase Pierce County better than anybody did. We also lost another monumental sports figure this past year, Doug MacArthur. He lived life to the fullest for 94 years. Yeah. He loved this night so much. Doug would usually sit up one of these front tables, beaming with pride, as the award winners, the Hall of Fame people would come up on stage. You see Doug down there, just proud. Proud to be from this community, proud that he probably coached or mentored or guided one of the Hall of Fame winners. Doug MacArthur carried on a legacy and is going to continue. So with that in mind, we're going to dim the lights. This is a little movie. It's called The Life and Times of Doug MacArthur. This is a great video. Sit back and enjoy this special video presentation about Doug MacArthur.
Two greatest thrills I've ever had were our Stanley Schumann winning the 1956 National Amateur Baseball Championship and our 1976 UPS team winning the NCAA Division II basketball title in Evansville. Those are the two greatest thrills I've ever had. As far as accomplishment, let me just say, and you and I have talked about this before, Bob, I did a lot of different things in athletics. I never, ever worked a day in my life. I mean, going to work was that pleasant, was that much fun, was that meaningful to me.
Well, let's talk about some of those things.
When I look at Tacoma and think of Doug, I think of the Tacoma Dome, I think of Cheney Stadium, I think of baseball, I think of TAC, Tacoma Athletic Commission. Doug did it all. He was the president, he was a secretary for many, many years. He was just involved. Baseball was his big thing, but he loved all sports. I got to play with him at UPS. Doug was a third baseman. He was a good one. He had a good glove. He had an accurate throw to first base all the time. He was Hall of Fame for UPS. He was just a great, great guy. I and my wife, Carol, and Doug and Arlene, we loved going to UPS, mainly to see Doug whenever we went there. I'm going to really miss him. And all I can say is, Doug, thanks. Thanks for being a friend. I love you, Doug.
Doug is remembered as Mr. Sports in Pierce County. During his 94 years, he was an outstanding third baseman, a sports marketing genius, a radio announcer, a coach, a mentor, a pioneer of women's softball, a golf enthusiast, and just an all-around master of life sporting ceremonies. Today we celebrate him with stories and messages from just a handful of his many friends and fans. From Spartan beginnings in a logging camp in Deming, Washington, where his father worked, to coming of age at Tacoma's Lincoln High School and College of Puget Sound, the MacArthur Giant emerged. His first pitch on a national stage
happened as a baseball manager. Doug was thrilled to be a part of that Stanley Schumann team that won the state, regional, and national amateur baseball championships at Battle Creek, Michigan in 1956.
The upshoot is that we ended up winning the state championship, going to the regionals in Watertown, South Dakota, winning that unbeaten, and to the nationals in Battle Creek, Michigan, and we won that unbeaten. So we won our last 13 games in a row to be the national champions. It was a tribute to the kids from Tacoma, because I knew how good baseball was. And once we were through the regionals and the nationals, we realized that the three best teams in America that year were in Tacoma, Washington: the Cheney Studs, the Woodworth Contractors, and the Stanley Schumann.
A couple of his fellow players fondly recall those glory days.
We go back so far. I was home from the Korean War, and I don't think I was home 2 weeks, and all of a sudden knock on the door, and there stands Doug. And he said, well, I'm putting together a ball club. Would you like to join me? We got into the old summer league days starting out, and just one thing led to another until all of a sudden here we're in state tournaments all over the country. We've played ball in California. Everywhere we went, we were the smallest market type team. But boy, we blitzed through those things you wouldn't believe. Of course, Doug was always there, and he thought things out, and everything he did, boy, turned out to be just exactly what it should be. And of course, with the couple world championships under the table, he was so easy to get along with. He really knew how to handle people, and he didn't do it boasting and jumping up and down. He was just being Doug. And we were friends, my gosh, for so many years. Even after we quit playing, you still, if something good happened, he was involved in it in Tacoma. If it's do with athletics, he had a hand in it. And he was just a great friend.
Doug MacArthur was an icon in Tacoma sports. Every athlete, young and old, knew who Doug MacArthur happened to be. The good part was he was a great friend to me. In 1956, he coached the Stanley Schumann, who won the state championship, and he picked me up to go back to Watertown, South Dakota. I was the youngest member of that team. I was 18. The closest person to me was 21, and all the rest of them were much older. We were fortunate enough to win the championship in Watertown. And after the final game, all of the older people went out to celebrate. Of course, being 18, I went back to the motel. That night, late at night, my door was open, and Doug was standing there with a bottle of champagne. He walked over and gave it to me and said, please take this, George, and hide it, because we're going on to the Nationals and we're going to win. And he said, you're the only one that I know that will keep it secure. Fortunately, we did go on to win the national championship, and that bottle of champagne was shared by everyone. We won the national championship, defeated in both the regionals and the nationals. It was my pleasure to be a member of that championship team. I'll always remember Doug for the way that he treated everyone on that team. And Doug, please rest in peace, because you deserve it. Love you, George.
Doug graduated from the College of Puget Sound, where he played baseball and took broadcasting classes from well-known Tacoma historian, author, and broadcaster Murray Morgan. Doug learned how to paint a word picture. Beyond announcing sporting events, Doug continued painting wonderful word pictures for decades, whether it was a poetic ode to a legend, one of many eulogies for friends, or in press releases, speeches, or books on the history of sports in Tacoma and Pierce County. In 1956, Doug became the sports director of KTAC Radio, launching an enduring career in sports broadcasting, administration, and promotion.
Bill, I'm surprised that Clay didn't pick this one because I was there and helping him. He was doing the Whitworth PLC game at Lincoln Bowl, and the fog was so thick you couldn't see the players in the broadcast booth. Football game. I had to run down the sidelines and bring up 2 or 3 plays at a time for him to broadcast and go back down and get them, right, Clay?
And remember, Doug, if you will, the PLU defeated Whitworth.
7-6. It was Whitworth's. Jim Lounsbury had a dynasty at Whitworth. It was their only defeat of the season, and Ron Billings, who's now my neighbor, kicked the extra point to beat them 7-6, and no one knows to this day whether the ball really went through the goalpost or not.
And Tom Krause was one of the officials.
Well, that was true, a 4-minute delay?
Doug served as superintendent of public recreation for Tacoma's Metropolitan Park District and supervisor of athletics for Tacoma School District. But it was between 1966 and 1978 when Doug served as the University of Puget Sound's athletic director that he had his other great sports thrill. Doug said, "No other Northwest team had done that. We beat 5 Division I teams along the way. I was so proud of our program."
Our University of Puget Sound basketball team won the 1976 national championship. And I can tell you without hesitation that every member of that team held Doug in the absolute highest regard. And we're all so thankful for what he did for us. We've stayed pretty close over the years, and a lot of that is because Doug organized and facilitated several reunions on our behalf. You know, that team of ours, we had a lot of really great players: Kurt Peterson, Tim Evans, Rick Walker, Mark Wells, Rocky Botts, Brant Gibler, and others. And we had a fantastic coach in Don Zeck. But they say winning begins at the top, and that was certainly true for us, because at the top was Doug, who established a culture of winning and pride and class and hard work and camaraderie, all of those things that you need to be successful. And not just for the basketball program, but for all of our sports programs. And a lot of that is traced right back to Doug and the culture that he established and fostered. And I can tell you, like everybody that knew him, I was constantly amazed at his energy, his work ethic, and his unbelievable passion for all things related to the University of Puget Sound, Pierce County, and the city of Tacoma.
Rocky Botts was a member of the University of Puget Sound basketball team that won the national championship in 1976. The day before Doug died at the age of 94 on December 6, 2023, Rocky shared his memory of the impact Doug MacArthur had on his life. I can only say that while Doug will be remembered by most as the ultimate logger, I will forever regard him not only as a true friend, but as a pure and simple giant of a human being. And as we all know, the world hasn't seen many of that brand of giant. At UPS, Doug also coached golf, baseball, and women's fast pitch softball teams, and mentored a number of friends along the way.
My first opportunity to broadcast any broadcast whatsoever happened in Tacoma, Washington. I went up there to visit Stan Nacarado. It was 1973 in the middle of August. And he said to me, "Jerry, why don't you come up to our press box and tape a few baseball games so I can hear you to see if we would like to have you join us next year." Later, Stan called me into his office and he said, "Jerry, I'd like to have you go across the street to the University of Puget Sound and meet the athletic director, Doug MacArthur." So that's the first time I met Doug. And all of a sudden, the first football game came into being, and it was the University of Puget Sound right there in Tacoma against Slippery Rock. Now, I grew up in San Francisco, and I would listen to the sportscast on television. And at the very end of giving the scores, they would say, "And Slippery Rock 14, Appalachian State 12. And at that time, I always thought that that was a fictitious name, Slippery Rock. Come on, I thought they were just doing that to toy with the audience and have fun. And about halfway through the first quarter, and I was just saying a few things with Doug on the air, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the new voice of the Loggers, Jerry Howard." So that's really the beginning of not only my friendship with Doug, but also what turned out to be a 50-year friendship. We met in '73, here it is 2023. My heart broke when I saw that he had passed away. Doug was a marvelous person. And whenever the Blue Jays then, as I got my first major league job in 1982, would come up and play the Seattle Mariners, I would always call Doug and have him come up and watch batting practice and be on the field with me as my way of saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's Doug MacArthur, and he was a wonderful friend, and I just enjoyed him and Arlene so much over the years.
I met Doug MacArthur in 1985, and with that introduction, he became, by most accounts, an unlikely mentor to me. I was, after all, a 24-year-old woman breaking into the traditional male world of athletic promotions, media relations, and event management. And he, the most well-known, well-respected, and accomplished sports leader in Tacoma and Pierce County. Doug ushered me into the community like we were old friends. He knocked on some doors on my behalf, and he knocked down a few barriers as well. We talked about the business of public relations, and he explained that all things that are meant to last were built with strong relationships. His advice to me: return calls, take advantage of opportunities to learn more, do the work, and if you haven't the passion for the work, find something else to do. He was a logger legend, and his mentorship and support in my early days set me on an amazing path, not only at Puget Sound, but in the community. He provided me those opportunities to learn. I worked the Safeco Classic LPGA golf tournament with him, the Diamond Bowl football playoffs, published hundreds of game programs with his guidance, and experienced an amazing 32-year career doing the work that I was passionate about. His decision to support and encourage a young woman in 1985 made a big impact in my professional life, and my gratitude remains today. It turns out Doug and I had one other thing in common. He was the very first ever softball coach at the University of Puget Sound, and I followed his lead again, coaching softball for 22 years for the Loggers. He is surely going to be missed. My deepest condolences to his family, and thank you for everything, Doug MacArthur.
I'm Bill Barsma, and I had the privilege of working with Doug MacArthur as a faculty representative on the Athletic Advisory Committee when I was at the University of Puget Sound. Doug was an absolute promotional genius. On a threadbare budget, he put the University of Puget Sound athletic program on the map. He hired great coaches and retained them. The teams were always in national contention. And a little aside, Doug was also the coach of the first women's softball team for the University of Puget Sound that went undefeated, and that was all before Title IX. So Doug was a terrific friend, beloved by those who knew him. I say to Doug, logger up, we love you, we'll always remember you. You had a heck of a legacy.
My first question, Doug, is what is Title IX, and what effect has it had, or what effect did it have in intercollegiate athletics in your experience?
Well, Bill, by and large, Title IX said that women in this country will have equal opportunity with men in the area of high school and intercollegiate athletics. And it has had a dramatic impact, but I was there before that, and then when it happened, and I can tell you that the impetus was underway. It was going to happen, forced or not. Now, it might not happen everywhere, and it might not happen as quickly, but it was going to happen, there's no question. And I have a little different take on the women's soccer appeal, because I think I have had 17 years with the Safeco Classic and the LPGA golf tournament, and long ago I decided that I would rather watch the women play golf than the men play golf. And I think there's something to that, and it's for a lot of different reasons. But the one thing that strikes me about it is that it's sort of a testimony to what's going on in the world of sports right now. I think people want to relate more to people, and I'm not sure that the male professional athlete hasn't gone above and beyond being a person. And I think it's the greatest danger that faces professional sports today in the men's world. The women are real. They are in the golf circuit. They are in the soccer. They're for real. They don't have all of this falseness and all of these dollars and all of these huge egos. And
the UPS baseball team also reached its all-time peak while Doug was the AD. From 1969 through 1973, UPS played NCAA Division I baseball and had 5 players taken in the Major League Draft. While his time at UPS led to his induction into the Lager Athletic Hall of Fame, he was just getting warmed up for decades of more leadership in Pierce County sports. As an influential member of the leader of the Tacoma Athletic Commission, Doug was a key figure in the successful campaign to make the Tacoma Dome a reality in 1980, earning a 70% yes vote for a bond to build a dome of our own.
Bill, and Doug played a major role in the Tacoma Dome. We lost a couple times prior to the final success, but how much that dome has meant for the city of Tacoma.
It's been a tremendous asset.
A tremendous asset.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, I think that a real tribute to the dome and some of the decisions that were made along the way is we couldn't build the best indoor baseball stadium or the best indoor football stadium or the best concert hall. We built the most versatile dome in America, and that, I think, is what we've got. And it's, you know, that the soccer team could come here. If we'd have gone with studies, we'd have had an arena-sized facility and no possibility.
Yeah, you went with your instincts. That this was...
Well, we wanted something for everyone, and that's what the city told us.
Right. Right.
And we want to graduate our classes there because we don't have big enough places now. We want our kids out of the mud. At that time, you know, the football games, high school football games are being played in the mud. They wanted something. They wanted hockey. It was great. Choices to be made, tough choices to be made. Did we include ice in that on all it costs? Well, yeah. And in 1987, Tacoma hosted the United States Figure Skating Championships as a result. We've got a professional hockey franchise as a result. Those are tough decisions because we couldn't have ideal sight lines. We couldn't have perfect facility. But we've certainly got a versatile one.
And it came in on time and under budget, too.
I think that's true.
That's sweet. I won't want to comment about other stadiums, but that's certainly sweet.
And he said, I played a major role. I want to assure you, he not only played a major role in that one, but every other facility I can think of in Tacoma. We can get into that later.
Heidelberg Park and Stadium, Cheney Stadium, and others as well.
Doug and my dad started a remarkable journey that began in 1956, a story intertwined with sportsmanship, leadership, and friendship. A man whose passion for sports and dedication to excellence have left an indelible mark on the Tacoma and beyond. In 1956, Doug MacArthur assumed the role of manager for the Stanley Schumann, sponsored by my dad's shoe store that was down on 9th and Commerce downtown Tacoma. It was a pivotal year that would set the stage for an extraordinary chapter in Tacoma sports history. Their collaboration would not only lead the Stanley Schumann securing a national championship, but would also forge a lifelong bond rooted in shared victories and mutual respect. Doug's influence extended far beyond the baseball diamond, and like Dad, instilled a love for the game in countless Tacoma area athletes and fans. They were both all in their commitment to shaping young athletes' lives. That culminated when, once again, Doug and Dad teamed up to take on one of their biggest efforts together, getting a bond passed for a dome of our own. I remember the speeches that they gave. They tirelessly promoted the idea of getting our own dome for local sports and being able to attract the biggest names in entertainment. It's really difficult to truly understand what a positive impact their efforts together brought to this area that continues to this day and will continue to benefit this city for many decades to come. You know, Doug had the same affliction as my dad. Neither could say no. Where they found the time in their days to get so much done, I will never know. And their persuasiveness, a no was just something they didn't hear very often. You know, Doug was a hero to me and to thousands that were impacted by his love of sports, his generosity of his time and abilities. And the Nacarado-MacArthur partnership will continue to impact this region because of their tireless efforts to make Tacoma a better place. Attaway, Doug.
Doug later formed MAC Northwest, which allowed him to combine his love of sports with broadcasting and public relations. In fact, during this time, Doug joined Art Popham, live from the Cloverleaf, every Friday night, where the topic was, of course, sports. He then turned to golf, where he helped found the LPGA Golf Safeco Classic at Meridian Valley Golf and Country Club in Kent. He served as tournament director of the Pro Tour event from 1982 through 1999 and formed lasting memories for many in the community.
You know, with Doug, if you met Doug, you were a friend. He had so many friends, and he did so much for the community. We actually got involved in golf after he left his job as the UPS athletic director. He started a company called MAC Northwest, and some of the things he was doing, one of the huge things that he did was the campaign for the Tacoma Dome, which was successful, and then other things that he did were in golf. A few of us got together, including Doug, to see about if we could bring the LPGA to the Northwest. And Doug flew to California, met with the commissioner, who I think was Ray Volpe at the time, and they definitely wanted to get to the Northwest. And then it came to find a sponsor. And Doug was successful with that also, finding the Safeco Insurance Company. We made Doug the tournament director. And what's pretty unusual about that is most tournaments of that size have a tournament director, but they also have a full-time marketing person, they have a full-time operations person, and sometimes even a full-time media person. Doug had none of those. He did it all himself, he and his wife Arlene. And the event was very successful. It ran for 19 years. Doug was the tournament director for 15 of those years. It was one of the favorite stops on the LPGA Tour, and Doug made it one of the favorite stops because he made the players feel so welcome and such. And he got involved in some other things golf-wise. We ended up putting together a group of 20 guys, similar to how the baseball team was put together, and bought the Highland Golf Course. And so basically, Doug, with that call and such, he saved Highland Golf Course because who knows what would have happened. It's the only course in the North End. It's still going now. Jack Connolly recently bought it from our group. Again, Doug put that together. And so he's had a couple of major successes in golf. He also, when he had the company MAC Northwest, he did the marketing work and such for Canterwood Golf Club over in Gig Harbor. So all in all, Doug's been the guy. And boy, when it came to golf, even though golf was not part of his life before he retired, actually, from UPS as their athletic director. And but his last 20, 30 years golf was his life. He just loved it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to our award ceremony for our 1996 Safeco Classic LPGA Golf Tournament. We have a big afternoon planned for you, and we'll get right along with it. Our awards presentation will begin in just a moment.
Patty has made so many friends here because she was the first champion. She sort of set the stage, and then her career took off right along with the Safeco Classic. So we were able to follow her as one of the developing stars since the beginning of this tournament. And there is win number 3 at Safeco, number 34 for her career.
Well, it's one thing I guarantee, she'll be back next year to defend her championship. Doug MacArthur, nice kiss. Past tournament champion, or excuse me, director.
Doug also helped establish the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum and was a contributing author for the book, Playgrounds to the Pros, A History of Sports in Tacoma Pierce County. Doug was a longtime member of the Tacoma Athletic Commission, serving as president of the TAC in 1982. In 2004, he became the executive secretary of the TAC and remained in that position through 2018, helping the TAC execute its programs, recognizing hundreds of local high school athletes in all sports each year. Doug's work product was led by a passion that started when the highlight of his early days in the Cascade Mountains logging camp was to listen to Leo Lassen broadcast the Seattle Rainiers games on the radio. Nearly 100 years later, we recognize Doug, knowing exactly why he was awarded a key to the city of Tacoma and had ball fields and basketball tournaments named for him. On the list of people whose contributions have had the most monumental impact on the Tacoma Pierce County sports community, Doug's name would be at the top. He worked tirelessly and selflessly with others to develop and promote local sports for 70 years. Finally, because we all know that Doug's love for his family came first in his heart, the TAC and TPC Sports Museum would like to extend a sincere thanks to his family for lending him to our community. We are grateful to Arlene, Sandy, Brian, and Carrie for sharing this great man and his enthusiasm, humor, energy, time, and creativity as our community is a better place because of Doug, and we thank you. I have never been a star in any sport, Doug once said, but I have played a lot of sports, and I think it is the feeling of achieving things together that is important. There is a magic to sports. Sports brings out the little kid in us.
Doug MacArthur speaking from Baker Stadium on the UPS campus, along with Jerry Howarth, where the final score was the University of Puget Sound 13 and the Rockets of Slippery Rock State 6. Good afternoon.
Pretty amazing stuff. There is a magic to sports, and this evening's pretty magical as well. Incredible video right there. In fact, when I do sports, I'm not going to call it the Tacoma Dome anymore. I'm just going to call it Doug's Dome. And Doug, yeah. You know what? Doug and I held this secret forever. I'm going to let you guys on it tonight. Doug told me this about 10 years ago. The neon art in the Tacoma Dome, if you take all the letters, it spells Doug MacArthur. So that secret has now been revealed. So there you go. You heard from Doug. People want to relate to people. Well, Doug related to everybody. What a life. 94 amazing years. 2 words that come to mind: positive impact. And hopefully everybody in this room can kind of learn from that video and know that we can go out there and make a positive impact like Doug did. The Doug MacArthur Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes an individual who captures the true passion for athletics just as Doug did throughout his entire life. Both of this year's honorees have had an exceptional impact for a long time on all levels of sports in the community. And that impact is represented by an extensive gathering of friends, teammates, and co-workers who are here to celebrate their amazing achievements. Presenting the plaques to this year's recipients, 2022 recipient of this award, Tim Thompson, longtime athletic director for the Sumner School District. Let's hear it for Tim, everybody. Tim, come on up. Our first award winner, Kathy Hemian's devotion to special education students in the Tacoma School District, teaching and coaching at PLU, and then carving out time to participate at an elite level in several different sports: basketball, volleyball, field hockey, tennis, synchronized swimming, and slow pitch softball. I need more on the swimming, all right? It's hard. Kathy, this recognition is long overdue. Congratulations on an amazing career. Duncan Stevenson's passion and dedication to the athletes, coaches, and campus community is clear in his over 40 years at Pierce College. And right now, yes, give me another who for Duncan Stevenson. Duncan, I'm not lying. Earlier today, I was playing the greatest sport in the world, pickleball, and one of the guys I was playing with came up to me. He doesn't even know where I was going tonight. He says, "Have you seen the new baseball, softball field that Pierce College has put together? This is better than most Division I schools across the country." This man right here, Duncan Stevenson, is a big reason why that is there. Congratulations, Duncan, on the time and energy committed to the Raiders, Raider Nation, and the many students whose lives you have positively impacted as Doug did. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Duncan Stevenson. Duncan and Kathy, let's get you two up there. Kathy, Duncan, thank you so much for your time. All right, we have one more presentation for the MacArthur family. And Doug informed me about 10 years ago about the MSM Deli. We saw him at the Cloverleaf. I mean, he knew all the hot spots. But this is interesting to me. Doug's favorite restaurant, apparently, who could turn down a little tour of Italy? It was the Olive Garden. So for Arlene, we've got you a beautiful, do you want to bring that down to Arlene? Arlene, we've got a beautiful Olive Garden tribute to you here. So we know Doug loved his endless breadsticks and endless salad. Arlene and your family, thank you so much. Incredible. Thank you all for being here. I also want to bring, I want them to stand up. The 1976 National Championship basketball team, stand up one more time so we can honor you. Come on, come on. They look like they can still play. They look like they can still play some neat games. Any UPS football players here tonight? We want you to stand as well. No! Let's get the lockers up. At my brother's funeral, I mentioned the ancient Egyptians believed we all die twice. First, when we take our last breath. Second, when our name is spoken for the last time. Please, tonight, carry on Doug's legacy. Share his stories. He's such an amazing man, as we saw in that video. And we can't thank him enough for all he meant to our community. Don't stop saying his name. Keep carrying on Doug MacArthur's legacy. Thank you, Doug. All right, it's time now for the Dick Hanula Male and Female Athlete of the Year Award. The Dick Hanula Award is given to the top male and female amateur athletes from the Tacoma, Pierce County area. It is the TAC's oldest award, first given back in 1988, and here we are 37 years later, still honoring these great athletes. Dick is now at the age of 95, still going strong, but unable to be present tonight. A man of few words. Please sit back and listen to a quick tape message from Dick Haniel.
The Tacoma Athletic Commission instituted the Amateur Athlete of the Year Award in 1987. I'm Dick Haniel and was so honored by TAC to have the award named after me. In recognizing the best amateur athletes of Tacoma Pierce County, it also was recognizing and encouraging all amateur athletes in our area. Amateur athletes train and compete for the best of reasons, the love of the sport and the love of competition. I coached thousands of athletes in the sport of swimming over my lifetime. These athletes sacrificed a great amount of time and effort to succeed, and that effort was both physical and mental. Sports represent a great arena to test and prepare for life's challenges, the ability to adjust to both the winning and the losing. Success and failures are arguably best learned in athletics. Failure is essential in the learning process, and I believe amateur athletics present the greatest opportunities for these life lessons. Congratulations to all Tacoma Pierce County athletes, and a special congratulations to this year's winners.
All right, and filling in for his coach tonight, Dave Williams, a member of Wilson's 1970 championship swim team, a high school All-American, the 100-yard breaststroke. And how about this little trivia for you tonight? He beat Mark Spitz in the 200-meter breaststroke just 2 months before Spitz won 7 gold medals at the Munich Olympic Games. Dave Williams, come on up. All right, our female amateur athlete. By the way, she was not expected to be here. She could not find airline tickets. She just couldn't travel here for some reason, but she wanted to be here for all of you tonight, the biggest crowd in TAC history, and she also wanted to be here for her mom on Mother's Day, right? That's the main reason, right? You wanted to see Mom. Hannah Pukis was drafted by the Vegas Thrill to play in the first Women's Pro Volleyball League, and she is our female amateur athlete of the year. All right, our male amateur athlete winner, 4-time state champion from Bonnie Lake High School, the Panthers. And he also went on to Oregon State where he had 103 wins. Join me in welcoming to the stage Brandon Kaler, our male amateur athlete of the year. One shot with both of them together up on stage there, our female male athletes of the year. If you beat Mark Spitz, you can get in any picture you want. Congratulations. We have breaking news coming in, breaking news. Sonics? No, not yet. Oh, Mark Brown, come on up. I gotta ask you here. Mark, come on. I got breaking news coming in. Yeah, another script has just come across my email. 1,401 scripts. Come on, Mark, real quick here. This guy's been sweating. He's working hard. How about that video, by the way? The breaking news. It's Mark's birthday today. Mark, I mean, look at this incredible crowd, Mark. Incredible crowd. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you. There you go. You don't get that at Red Robin like that. All right, here we go. This is the big moment. next. From here on out, after tonight, when you come up on stage, life is different. You no longer sign your name just as you've been signing for your whole life. Now, when you sign your name and you put HOF after your name. True story, you're a Hall of Famer. Wherever you go to the bank, your name, HOF. Signing your kids' absentees, HOF. You're a Hall of Famer. You are a Hall of Famer. All right.
The Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame features an extraordinary group of Major League ball players, Olympic medalists, Professional League All-Stars, college All-Americans, and other contributors to our rich sports heritage. We're pleased to induct a new class of standouts, and we'll briefly cover career accomplishments and hear from the honorees. For more details about each, see the bios in the event program. Introducing the class of 2024 Hall of Famers. Ed Plouffe led the Bellarmine Prep Athletic Department from 1987 through 2019. Bellarmine teams and individual event competitors won an astounding 49 state championships in the large school WIAA classification. Beyond growing Bellarmine's athletic department programs, Plouffe was frequently the lead administrator for league, district, and state tournaments. He filled several executive leadership roles with the West Central District and WIAA. In 2015, he earned the Gareth Giles Award, given by a vote of member schools of the WIAA for outstanding contributions made for the youth of Washington State.
Thank you to the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame for this fine honor, and congratulations to all the honorees here tonight for their outstanding accomplishments. My most heartfelt thanks this evening, however, goes to my family, to my parents who encouraged me to become involved in sports, and my own family who supported and encouraged me as athletic director at Bellarmine for 32 years. Denise and the girls spent many nights at home without Dad so I could manage home games or follow the Lions on the road. I owe so much to all the people at Bellarmine. I was so fortunate to work for principals who clearly understood the importance of athletics. And I cannot speak highly enough about the many coaches I worked with through the years. They continually challenge their athletes to prepare, sacrifice, display sportsmanship, compete, and achieve at the highest levels. And finally, to all the athletes, two of whom are here tonight, Mary and Hannah, who all worked so hard to become both great competitors as well as great teammates. I enjoyed watching them grow as athletes, and more importantly, as young adults whose strong values were certainly shaped by their athletic experience. Thank you all so much for this Hall of Fame recognition.
Gary Woosterbar's competitive career in basketball and tennis at Washington High and PLU were noteworthy on their own. Then he added 34 years and 567 wins as the boys basketball coach at Steilacoom High, appearing in 19 state tournaments. But wait, there's more. Upon his PLU graduation, he became a national tennis official in 1977 and ascended to the top of the sport, working U.S. Open matches featuring some of the greats in the sport, such as Chris Evert, Martina Navratilova, Jimmy Connors, John McEnroe, Pete Sampras, Pam Schreiber, Steffi Graf, and others.
I'd like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this recognition and their support of sports in Pierce County. Thanks to Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum for your hard work and commitment in preserving the history of sports in our area. I'd also like to thank my family and friends who've supported me over the years in my coaching and officiating. To all the coaches and players I've worked with throughout the years, thank you for the experiences we've shared. A big shout out to my mom who loved events like this and who selflessly gave of her time and effort in order that all of us could participate in sports. Tennis and basketball have been very important aspects of my life, and I've been very fortunate to be able to give back to the sports I love.
From Lincoln High, Stafford Mays became a National Junior College All-American at Mount Hood Community College, and then an All-Pac-10 nose guard at the University of Washington. Despite playing for only 2 seasons in 1978 and 79 at UW, Mays is among the top 10 in UW history for career tackles by alignment. He played in the Rose Bowl and the Sun Bowl for the Huskies. The talent to disrupt offenses led to 9 seasons in the NFL with the St. Louis Cardinals and Minnesota Vikings. He was selected by St. Louis in the 9th round of the 1980 NFL Draft. Appearing in 119 NFL games, he had 18 and a half sacks. Mays was inducted into the Northwest Athletic Conference Hall of Fame in 1999.
I'd like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this great award, and I'd also like to thank my family. At an early age, I lost my dad in the Vietnam War, and through my journey through the South End Boys and Girls Club, Lincoln High School, Mount Hood Community College, University of Washington, and finally the National Football League, I have had some great mentors and coaches along the way who've gave me great opportunities to be successful. To name a few, Jack Newhart, Willie Stewart, Don James, and Roger Porter. They were all great mentors, great coaches to help me be successful. So I'd like to thank them, and I'd also again like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this great award. And let's go T-Town.
Jim Pike led Stadium High to Tacoma City League golf titles in 1975 and 1976, and also won the Tacoma City Junior Championship in 1975. He became a PGA teaching professional and director of golf at Redmond Sahalee for 35 years. Under his leadership, Sahalee hosted many high-profile tournaments, including the 1998 PGA Championship, a 2002 World Golf Championships, a 2010 U.S. Senior Open, and the 2016 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. If you're looking for tips on your swing, Pike authored a book that might help lower your handicap. Its title is Your Road to a Championship: Swing Development to Winning Golf.
Kay Anders Erickson, sports psychologist on human performance, said, all superb performers he investigated practiced intensively, had studied with devoted teachers, and had been supported enthusiastically by families. Jim Bourne hired me on staff and passed on to me his love and passion in playing golf, which helped in my early success. The lessons I learned from Rick Acton at Sahalee were invaluable in member hospitality, playing, and coaching. These two individuals were placed in my path as devoted mentors and helped prepare me for a long career as a golf club professional. During my tenure, the club and membership at Sahalee hosted 4 major events, as shown in the video, and they allowed me to compete in local PGA events. None of this would have been possible without supportive parents, siblings, my wife Bev, our children and their families, and of course the Sahalee membership and staff. I would like to thank Mark Blau, Chairman, the Tacoma Athletic Commission, and the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum for this incredible honor.
After a football playing career at Puyallup High and the University of Puget Sound, Jerry Meyerhoff eventually turned his gridiron attention to wearing the stripes and whistle. He spent decades as a top high school and Pac-10 official. He earned high ratings, which led to many bowl games and playoff assignments, including the 2022 national semifinal game between Georgia and Ohio State as a replay official, as well as assignments for the Sugar Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Pac-12 championship game, Alamo Bowl, Texas Bowl, and the Pinstripe Bowl.
Hello, I'm Jerry Meyerhoff. Thank you to the Tacoma Athletic Commission and the Shanneman Sports Museum for this honor. 45 seasons ago, I began a journey that has become an important part of my life. Traveling to many iconic venues to officiate top teams in the country, interacting with coaches, players, and my fellow officials has been incredible. The greatest impact to me has been the lifelong friendships I've developed. I've been mentored and schooled by many great officials, many of them members of this Hall of Fame. Tom Cross, Jay Strickerts, Dan Spriesterbach, just to name a few. These men, like myself, started here in Tacoma with the Western Washington Football Officials Association. I am proud to be a member of this officiating fraternity. These men are all dedicated, honorable stewards of the game. Most importantly, I must give credit and thank my wife Donna and my daughters Sharon and Stacy, who put up with all my traveling, as well as the countless hours of study and meetings I participated in. Without their love and support, I would not be here tonight. Thank you.
A 1988 Bellarmine grad, Mary Rink was on state championship teams in both soccer and softball for the Lions. Success continued at Pacific Lutheran University, where Rink was a key member of the NAI National Championship soccer teams in 1988, 1989, and 1991. The Lutes lost in a shootout in the national title game in 1990, nearly making it a 4-year sweep. She returned to Bellarmine as a coach, guiding the Lions girls soccer team to state titles in 1994 and 96. She has also coached softball and volleyball.
Thank you to TAC and the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum for this incredible honor. A special shout out to my former athletic director, Ed Plouffe. It is an absolute privilege to share this evening with you. To my soccer coaches, Dan Swain, Ron Nielsen, and Colleen Hacker, the important life lessons you taught us that were rooted in the values of teamwork and a collective belief in each other transcend the championships we won on the field. To my incredible teammates who have become lifelong friends, it was an honor to share the field with you, and I will forever cherish the memories we created together. To my older brothers, Jim, Bob, and Bill, thank you for being my first coaches and for always allowing me to tag along with you wherever you went. Your patience and mentorship have been invaluable to me. Kathy and Brian, your love and support throughout my athletic endeavors means the world to me. To the numerous others who have played a role in my journey as athlete and coach, your support, guidance, and belief in me have been instrumental in shaping the person I am today. I love you all very much.
Margaret Heinrich, more commonly called Maggie, was exceptionally skilled, playing many different positions for some of the best local fast-pitch softball teams in the 1940s and 50s, and then slow-pitch into the 1970s. As a 14-year-old, she was selected to join a Fort Lewis women's team traveling to play at nationals. She was part of a state championship team playing for the Sumner Athletic Club Maids in 1949. She went on to play for many other teams in leagues and tournaments, including the powerful Hollywood Boat and Motor Team, led by ASA Softball Hall of Famer pitcher Louise Mazuka throughout the Northwest for decades.
What can I say about Maggie Heinrich? She was Aunt Maggie, Mags, godmother, friend, role model, teacher, coach, and idol. My father took me to a game to watch her pitch when I was very young, and that's the first time I ever saw her play. Over the years, we played on various teams together. I learned a lot, and she was so patient. I still miss her and carry my memories of her close to my heart. I was very lucky.
From 1954 to 1974, Pat Kelly was a prominent fast-pitch pitcher in Tacoma leagues. He pitched more than 1,000 games for St. Rita's, the Longshoremen, and Puget Sound Bank. He was frequently picked up by other teams for invitational tournaments and won tournament MVP and all-tournament awards.
But pitching and playing fast-pitch games isn't all just games. What I liked about it an awful lot was the guys you played with were great guys to play with. And not only the guys you play with, the guys I played against, the teams I played against, the teams I played on. I was welcomed everywhere, different towns, everywhere. We go into the towns in the league like Olympia, Shelton, or Auburn, or even McCord Field in Fort Lewis who were in the league. They treated you very good. They tried to beat you, and you wanted to beat them. But when the game's over, we're all just great friends. And I made some nice, long friendships out of it, and that are still going on now, and still friends going on now. And another thing that was neat about it, you go to a tournament like in Yakima, and it's played in a big park, and you look around, and the players are there, but in the stands is the family, and the kids are playing in the playground out there, meeting new kids to play with, and it's just been good.
Competing for Puyallup High because his school, Cascade Christian, did not have a swim team, Kellen Harkness won the WIAA state championship in diving his freshman and sophomore years, then finished second at the state meet as a junior and senior. He was the first Washington diver ever to score 500 points in a state meet. He went on to Ohio State, earning NCAA All-America honors. As a senior in 2007, he was named the Big Ten Diver of the Year when he finished second in the 3-meter competition at the NCAA Championships. Harkness earned 3 All-America honors for the Buckeyes, and as a senior was awarded the Medal of Honor as the top Ohio State male academic athlete.
I would like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for the honor of being inducted into the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame. It has been an unbelievable career for me, starting as a little 4-year-old gymnast in Puyallup and ending with a 10th place finish at the U.S. Olympic Diving Trials in 2008. I was incredibly blessed to have 2 outstanding coaches throughout my career, Kelly Robertson of Emerald Diving in Federal Way and Vince Panzano of The Ohio State University. Both of these coaches took my diving to a place that I had never thought possible. Their driven and supportive coaching techniques are a large part of why I am being nominated today. I would also like to thank my family and friends for their steadfast support of my diving, for my parents who drove me to practice 5 days a week and never missed a competition, for my sister who sat in the stands for hours on end watching people gracefully fall into water over and over again, and for my husband who puts up with all the retold diving stories that come to light around the dinner table. I love you all so much, and I could not have done any of this without you. Thank you again to the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this incredible honor.
At Lakes High, Joseph Gray competed in traditional running events, but after college, stops at the University of Portland and Oklahoma State. He became one of the nation's best in trail running, mountain races, and snowshoe competitions. He has been named the USA Mountain Runner of the Year 8 times, was the 2016 World Mountain Running Champion, a 2016 Xterra Trail Running World Champion, and the 2018 Pan American Games Cross Country Champion. Gray represented the U.S. mountain running team at the World Mountain Running Championships for a record 15 consecutive years. He was voted the greatest male mountain runner of all time in a poll conducted by the World Mountain Running Association.
It's an absolute honor to be recognized at this tribute to champions in Tacoma. Tacoma's kind of where it all started for me. It was a very special place. This is where I learned about distance running. This is where my community really helped me and supported me throughout those early years. I'm very thankful to Clover Park High School and Lakes High School and the coaches there, Joe Clark, my teammates who really helped kind of guide me through training and help me through some of those hard moments. And again, very thankful for the city of Tacoma and all that it had to offer. The places we had to train, the training environments, the people. It was a beautiful place. And it can't go without saying thank you to my parents who taught me everything I needed to know about hard work and fortitude, which is very necessary in this sport to maintain and to make it to the professional ranks. But thank you again for honoring me, and looking forward to getting back to Tacoma soon.
Running for Lakes High, Sheila Kasky-Roback won the 3A State Cross Country Championship in 1977, also in 1978. She spent much of her childhood running the trails at Fort Steilacoom Park with her friends and remembers that time together as fondly as her podium finishes.
Hi, I'm Sheila Kasky-Roback from Lakes High School. I was state champion in cross country in 1977, 78, and 4th place in 1979. In track, 2-mile champion and 2nd place in the 880 in 1978. I would like to thank my cross-country coach, Bob Hurt, and Lynn Swartz, my track coach, my parents who always made it to every meet, and my brothers and sisters who supported me. To all my teammates for all the fun practices we had. You were all such wonderful and supportive women, and that was the best part of my running career at Lakes. Thank you to the Tacoma Athletic Commission for recognizing me.
Kylie Marshall Whitehill dominated the South Puget Sound League, setting volleyball records for kills and blocks at Emerald Ridge High School. She led the Jaguars to the 4A state semifinals 3 times. She was selected for the USA Youth National Team, which earned gold in the North Sika Championships in Puerto Rico. Her talent earned national recruiting attention, and she chose the University of Tennessee and became a key contributor for the Lady Vols in the SEC, making it to the NCAA tournament 3 times.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this incredible honor to be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. My career wouldn't have been possible without the incredible love and support of my family, coaches, and friends. I've had the privilege to be coached by some of the greats, whether that was in high school, club, college, or with the USA team. They not only pushed me on and off the court, but they made me the best player I could be. My teammates have turned into some of my lifelong friends. Going into battle with strong, competitive women gave me my confidence. But most importantly, the support of my family was unwavering. They were there to pick me up after tough losses and celebrated the big wins. They guided me through sports and life, which made me who I am today. Sports taught me about teamwork, perseverance, and how to be a good leader. I have learned how to set goals and achieve them, and how to deal with challenges and setbacks. I am proud of what I've accomplished in my athletic career, but even more proud of the person I have become because of sports. Thank you to everyone that has impacted my life through sports. I am grateful to have played at the highest level, and I'm honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight.
A multi-sport athlete is a member of the class of 1967 at Curtis High. Doug Callan went to the University of Washington to wrestle and play football. A serious ankle injury caused him to shift to the University of Puget Sound, where he was a football All-American. He was a longtime teacher and wrestling coach in Lakewood and mostly Curtis High and University Place. He coached 6 state champion wrestlers, was inducted into the State Wrestling Coaches Hall of Fame in 2016, and was recently inducted into the Washington chapter of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in the category of Lifetime Service.
Cicero said, "Gratitude is one of the greatest of virtues. Gratitude is the memory of the heart and the joy of life others have bequeathed to us. So begin by saying, you have been the greatest blessing in my life. Thank you for your partnership, support, guidance, inspiration, and edification through life's journey. There are so many to acknowledge, most of whom cannot attend. But those of you who are here tonight, I see your faces and am grateful beyond words. All of you believed in me and told me I could. The simple truth is, I believed you. Each of us shares the unique Semper Fi spirit afforded by those who compete in power sports, namely wrestling. Life's road has many challenges, especially negative people who belittle and cast doubt on one's dreams. I loved the arena of hand-to-hand combat with a line drawn in the sand, an arena where I could compete with intense ferocity. I refused to make excuses for my shortcomings, focusing instead on my strengths. I chose to ignore naysayers, be positive, stay humble, compete against my best self, never avoid adversity, and always fight to win. I relentlessly pursued my goals, molded my dreams and the dreams of others. With you, my friends, my dreams have always been possible. Thank you for everything."
I don't know about you, but Doug's got me fired up. I'm ready to go compete right now. What an impressive group. And we can thank Clay Huntington for starting this way back in 1957. I text my wife during the video there. I said, honey, I'm amongst legends, I'm amongst giants tonight. I'm sorry I wasn't a better athlete. She said, that's okay. Don't forget to stop off at Winco. We need lunch for the kids tomorrow. It is truly a special honor to have these Hall of Famers coming up. And this is where I want you to get loud. I want you to get proud. We're on time. Everybody's happy. So let's get excited tonight. Let's fire them up. This group has worked hard to get here. But I think we saw it in the video. Everybody said it. Yes, one person is going into the Hall of Fame tonight. But every single one of these Hall of Fame members mentioned family, mentioned coaches, mentioned supporters. So yes, one name goes into the Hall of Fame, but from this video, it's not one person. It's an entire community that goes into the Hall of Fame that has helped all these individuals tonight. All right, are we ready? Presenting the awards this year in the Hall of Fame class, by the way, a Hall of Famer herself. From the class of 2007, Shelley Miller, who enjoyed an outstanding hoops career at Bellarmine Prep and Oregon State, where she earned academic All-American honors. Let's hear it for Shelley Miller, everybody. Through my 23 years at King 5 TV, our first inductee has always been a pleasure to work with. I think he and I have done 30 stories together on Bellarmine Prep athletes, and I can't thank him enough. He was always inviting. He always thought about the kids first at Bellarmine Prep. Kids first, always about the kids. Ladies and gentlemen, into the class of 2024, Hall of Famer, Administrator. Let's hear it for Ed Plouffe. let's keep you on stage here. We'll keep all of our Hall. And Tim will guide you down there. But we want to have Tim at the end, all the Hall of Famers up here. This is a very special individual. When I was a freshman at PLU, they had an alumni tennis match, and this man kind of helped guide me at PLU and helped me chase my dreams. He's an incredible mentor, and he's now a Hall of Famer. Boys basketball, tennis, Gary Woosterbarth. Gary, you know Mike Benson is smiling tonight. Coach Mike Benson, one of the best. All Pac-10, NFL, what can we say else about this man? I thought it was pretty cool that he made Joe Montana look kind of small in that picture. I didn't notice that. Welcome to the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Stafford Meigs. Congratulations, Stafford. Well done. I think your book, Jim, said your road to a better swing. Well, tonight it's your road to the Hall of Fame. Now a member of the 2024 Hall of Fame golfer, Jim Pike. Very nice. And you can be louder. Once again, we have no noise restrictions tonight. There we go. There we go. Keep the hooting going. All right. One of the best officials of all time, and now he's going to be into the Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, into the class of 2024 Hall of Fame, Jerry Meyerhoff. Congratulations, Jerry. We mentioned things going full circle. I mentioned that earlier. When I was a freshman at PLU, assistant athletic director at the time, Larry Marshall, said, we want you to do some announcing, Chris, if you don't mind. You make $20 a game. One of the very first games I announced was the 1991 National Soccer Championship for the PLU Lutes. Who was on the field? Our next inductee. Welcome to the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Mary Rink. All right, our next Hall of Fame inductee, and accepting tonight the award, her niece, Shannon Heinrich. Ladies and gentlemen, into the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Margaret Heinrich. We got Joseph's coach.
Mark Brinkhouse. Right here. Mark.
Okay, Mark is next. Mark is next. Actually, never mind, Mark. You're not next. My apologies. To put a Cascade Christian Pion person back. That's who we're going to celebrate next. Did we see what he did in the video? Absolutely amazing. The diving. Incredible. 500 points in one event. Well, you were an All-American, Kellen. But tonight, you're going to be a Hall of Famer. Into the class of 2024 Hall of Fame, Kellen Harkness. Kel, I got to ask, can you still do that stuff? No. No, all right. All right. Now we're moving on to our next Hall of Famer. Accepting is Mark Brickhouse, Joseph Gray's coach at Woodbrook Middle School. Into the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Mountain Runner of the Year, Joseph Gray. Let's bring him up on stage. Pat Kelly, get on up here. Pat was sitting next to me over there and he said, I didn't think I was going to be in the video. Well, Pat, you are in the video, and now you are a Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, softball fast pitch, one of the best pitchers of all time, into the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Pat Kelly. Pat, can you still pitch?
Well, I do in the night. My wife was saying, did you win or lose last night? I said,
You're pitching while you're sleeping. All right, well, keep spitting, keep having fun. You know why? You're a Hall of Famer. You can do whatever you want now, Pat. Well done. Thank you, Pat. All right. What a career from Lakes High School and on. Sheila Kasky-Roback is now into the 2024 Hall of Fame class. What a career at Emerald Ridge High School, Tennessee, and now she is officially a Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, into the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Kylie Marshall Weidel. Last but not least, he was an All-American. He's been a Hall of Famer in many other places, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer tonight as well. One of the greatest wrestling coaches of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, into the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Doug Cowan! State champions with them here tonight. How many did you win?
I just won one state and one NCAA title.
What's so good about this coach over here?
He taught me how to believe in myself and work hard, and I guess the most important thing was just the integrity to always have and to never cut any corners and to really get after it like that. But that just stuck with me and helped me learn everything I learned after that.
I love it. I love it. Well done. Let's bring up all the Hall of Famers. Let's get a picture here of that real quick. And let's bring them up on stage for one big group photo. What a night. Let's bring you guys up as close as we can. Legends, athletes, coaches, officials, All-Americans. Let's get them all in one group. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, your 2024 Hall of Fame class. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. Well done. Thank you. What did we want to say? What were we yelling out there? Yep, let's, congratulations. Get some more photos. That concludes a great tribute to champions. In closing, we really need to acknowledge the Tacoma Athletic Commission for what they do. Please, if you are not a member, think about joining this incredible organization. The things they do not only tonight, the things they do for the high school kids out there, the scholarships they provide, absolutely amazing what the TAC does. The Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum, we thank you. And of course, our title sponsor tonight, Conley Law Offices, and the rest of our sponsors who are displayed on the screen. One final reminder, do not forget to pick up your auction items on the way out. And again, congratulations to all recipients. A big, big thank you to everyone for coming out.